Man, recently Kim and Kanye have been beefing online and clearly everyone is picking up on it. Do you think this is going to result in a divorce, Haley?
Man, Fretchy, I don't know. I mean, it's clear, it's obvious. Everyone's like freaking out. Like, why is Kim and Kanye arguing online? It's very childish. They're just going back and forth online through tweets, Instagram, just all the social media platforms. So, I don't know. Let's take a look at this TMZ report, guys.
Kanye West is showing all signs of being in the midst of a serious battle with his mental illness. And though the people closest to him are the ones seemingly trying hardest to help, more and more it appears they're on the receiving end of Kanye's wrath.
So Kanye West has continued lashing out against his family. This time, again, the target is Kim Kardashian. And he says he's tried to divorce her ever since she met with Meek Mill at the Waldorf Astoria last year to talk about prison reform.
Tweeting, "I've been trying to get divorced since Kim met with Meek at the Waldorf for prison reform."
He puts prison reform in quotes, making it seem like this is suspect. He essentially accuses Kim of cheating on him with Meek Mill.
But Kanye's accusations seem misplaced. As sources tell us, not only was the meeting public, dining in the Jean-Georges restaurant at the Waldorf Astoria in LA, but Kim and Meek were joined the whole time by philanthropist Clara Wu Tsai.
It was in the open, and the two have never been alone together.
But Kim wasn't the only one on Kanye's hit list.
He also called Chris Jong-un.
Apparently a knock on Chris's leadership role in the family. For Kim's part, she finally broke her silence, posting, "Those that understand mental illness know that the family is powerless unless the member is a minor. The individual themselves have to engage in the process of getting help."
They can't commit them against their will.
There's only one way to do that, and that's if they're a danger to themselves and others, but it's really hard to prove. So they can't do anything unless he wants help.
Which at this point, sadly, he seemingly doesn't.
How do you feel about the whole Jordan and Kylie situation? Do you think Kylie should keep Jordan out of her life, or do you think Kylie's being dramatic?
Frenchie, I think that their responses of what happened are very back and forth, and that it's very he said she said the whole situation. I also think that since Tristan was forgiven by Khloe, I think that Kylie can forgive Jordan, as Khloe's the main person who should be hurt and she has forgiven already. So I don't think she's being dramatic because Khloe is her sister, but at the same time I do feel like they can be friends again. Even if they're not as close as they were, they can still be friends again because they did have a very deep friendship. So back to you, Haley.
Well, Lanaya, I honestly don't think Kylie's being dramatic. I think she is acting exactly how she felt. I mean, if I'm putting myself in her shoes, I mean, if someone was dating my sister and then cheated on my sister with my best friend, I would feel extremely bad for my sister. And I don't know what I'd say to my best friend. I wouldn't be friends with her anymore, for sure. So I don't think Kylie's overreacting. I think, you know, they were obviously best friends, so it's like a breakup, honestly. And, you know, the whole media is pretty upset about it, but I think everyone's a little disappointed in Jordan. But no, I don't think Kylie's being over dramatic at all. You know, I think whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I guess we'll find out with time. But let's take a look at this TMZ report.
Kylie's been going out, she's been hanging out with her friends on a daily basis, and Jordan is nowhere in sight.
No roller skating for you, Jordan! And don't even think about the cookie dough ice cream and skee ball!
They're gonna patch things up. I mean, Khloe forgave her, so...
We don't know if Khloe forgave her. Khloe switched up her statement because Black Twitter was after her ass.
Yes, more fearsome than a black mamba, Black Twitter! Which seemingly caused Khloe to post,
"Jordan is not to be blamed for the breakup of my family. This was Tristan's fault."
She let her off the hook. She said...
In the public. Behind closed doors, she's like, bitch, probably.
Probably.
So they're not talking at all?
No, they're talking and texting very limited.
So the door is open, so it's gonna happen.
Yay!
Even if they become friends, though, the relationship is not going to be the same.
Boo!
Honestly feel like Kylie shouldn't put herself in awkward situations like going to see her sister Khloe's ex-boyfriend play her current boyfriend in a basketball game. I think she just puts herself in sticky situations like that. What is your opinion on that, Haley?
Thank you, Addie. I think it has a lot to do with publicity, and since Kylie is showing up to Khloe's ex's basketball game, you know, it creates that like conflict, and then they have everyone trying to figure it out. So I think it was definitely a publicity stunt. I think it leaves everyone curious as to what's going on and why Kylie would be there and who she'd be rooting for. So I personally think that Kylie shouldn't have gone, but for the sake of her popularity and her, being as big as she is, I think that was obviously a money move. So how about we look at the TMZ clip and see exactly what went down.
Scott and Kylie Jenner went to see the Houston Rockets lose to the Golden State Warriors. This is interesting because James Harden, her sister, ex-boyfriend.
Yes, Travis, who is a big Rockets fan, brought his baby mama Kylie to the game, which could have been a little awkward when Kylie saw her sister Chloe's ex-boyfriend James Harden on the court. Also, look, they're with a very pale Harvey Levin. But the question, who does Kylie cheer for?
Boy, they dated so many basketball players that now there's a real thing about who you root for.
Yeah, at this point, she's got to root for the referees.
Houston had got through, then it'd be Harden playing Tristan Thompson for the championship.
Wow, then who do you root for? It's a choice no one should ever have to make. Unless you throw Kim's ex, Chris Humphries, into the picture.
Any ex-boyfriend against Chris Humphries, they're for the other ex-boyfriend.
Not necessarily. What do you think about that, Chris?
I like ice cream.
But back to Kylie and Travis, who were joined at the game by other celebrities, including E40, Lil Wayne, and of course, Pale Harvey Levin.
Speaking of which, I got my 23andMe back.
And survey says...
Ashkenazi Jew.
Glad we got to the bottom of that one. So we hope you had fun at the game, Kylie, Travis, and Pale Harvey. Are you Ashkenazi too?